Here's advice you've probably heard dozens of times. Wait until 70 to claim Social Security. That's the smart move. For most Americans, that's completely correct. But if you have a pension, that advice may actually cost you money. Not because the math is wrong, because it's solving the wrong problem for you. According to Social Security's own 2025 Trustees Report, a man who claims at 62 instead of 70 needs to live past age 80 just to break even. The CDC's most recent 2024 data puts the average male life expectancy at 76.5 years at birth. That means a significant portion of men who wait until 70 never reach the break-even point. But here's the critical thing those numbers don't tell you. They apply to Americans with no pension, no guaranteed income floor, people who need Social Security to cover their bills starting at 70. If you have a pension, you are not that person. And the standard advice, built for people without guaranteed income, may be the wrong strategy for your household. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 specific scenarios where claiming before 70 makes more financial sense for pension holders. And then I'll be honest about when waiting to 70 still wins. Stay with me. This could be one of the most valuable conversations for your retirement. Today, we'll go through 4 things. Number 1, the break-even math with real numbers built for a pension household. Number 2, the hidden tax trap that makes claiming at 70 more expensive than it appears. Number 3, 3 scenarios where earlier claiming wins. And number 4, when waiting to 70 still makes sense even with a pension. Let's start with the math. Section 1. The break-even reality for pension holders. Let's use a concrete example. You're 62. Your full Social Security benefit at age 67, your full retirement age, or FRA, would be $2,000 a month. Claim at 62, and that benefit gets permanently reduced by 30%. You receive $1,400 per month. Wait until 70, and you earn delayed retirement credits of 8% per year beyond FRA. Your monthly check becomes approximately $2,480. That's 77% more than claiming at 62. Now, the break-even math. By claiming at 62, you collect $1,400 a month for 8 years before turning 70. That's roughly $134,400 in your hands before the other person receives their first check. For the 70 claimer to catch up, they need to receive enough extra monthly, about $1,080 more, to recover that $134,400 head start. That break-even point falls at approximately age 80 to 81. Smart Asset's 2026 break-even analysis confirms this. When comparing age 62 to age 70 claiming, cumulative benefits from waiting don't surpass the early claiming total until somewhere between age 80 and 81, depending on your exact benefit amount. Here's where it gets important. A 65-year-old man who reaches retirement in good health can expect to live to approximately 83 or 84, according to the SSA's actuarial tables used in the 2026 Trustees Report. So yes, if your health is solid, the math can favor waiting. But the real question for a pension holder is this: does your pension have anything to do with covering your monthly bills? If your pension already covers housing, food, utilities, and insurance, the answer is probably no, and that changes everything. If this is making sense so far, hit the like button and drop a comment. I read every single one, and I'm happy to help. Now let's get to the part most videos skip entirely. What almost nobody shows pension holders is what happens when you stack a pension, Social Security, and 401k withdrawals at the same time. Because it's not just about which month you start your benefit, it's about what that timing does to your taxes. This is where real money gets left on the table. Section 2. The tax trap pension households walk into. The IRS uses a formula called combined income, also called provisional income, to determine how much of your Social Security benefit gets taxed. The formula, your adjusted gross income plus any tax-exempt interest plus half of your Social Security benefits. For single filers, once combined income exceeds $34,000, up to 85% of your Social Security becomes taxable. For married couples filing jointly, that threshold is $44,000. These thresholds were set in statute and have never been adjusted for inflation since 1983, not once. That's why about half of all Social Security recipients now pay federal taxes on their benefits, up from just 10% when these rules were created. Here's what this means for a pension household. Imagine a retired couple. One spouse has a pension of $2,800 per month, $33,600 per year. They claim Social Security at 70, collecting a combined $3,200 per month, $38,400 per year. Their combined income, $33,600 from the pension, plus $38,400 in Social Security, plus half of that Social Security. That's $91,200, well over the $44,000 married threshold. And remember, these thresholds were written into law in 1983 and 1994. Congress has never once raised them for inflation. So a threshold that once only captured high earners now pulls in almost every retiree with a pension plus Social Security. Result? Up to 85% of their $38,400 Social Security benefit, or $32,640, becomes federally taxable income. At a 22% bracket, that's roughly $7,180 in additional federal taxes per year, just from Social Security. Now run the same scenario, but they claim it's 62 instead. Their combined monthly Social Security drops to around $2,200, or $26,400 per year. Combined income falls to $33,600 plus $26,400 plus half of $26,400, about $73,200. The taxable portion of their Social Security drops significantly, potentially saving over $2,600 per year in federal taxes. Over 20 years, that difference adds up to more than $52,000. Nobody runs this number when they tell pension holders to wait until 70. Section 3. 3 scenarios where earlier claiming wins. Scenario 1. Your pension covers your essential expenses. If your pension pays $2,500 or more per month and covers your basic bills, Social Security at 62 becomes optional income, not survival money. Claiming $1,400 per month starting at 62 puts $134,400 in your hands over 8 years in your most active early retirement years. Research consistently shows that retirees in their early 60s spend more on travel, hobbies, and family than they do at 75 or 80. If your health is average or your family history suggests a shorter lifespan, those dollars have more real-world value to you now than a larger check at 78 when spending naturally slows. Scenario 2. You're factoring in Social Security's future. The 2025 Social Security Trustees Report projects the OASI Trust Fund, Old Age and Survivors Insurance, will be depleted by approximately 2033. If Congress takes no action, benefits would be reduced to roughly 77% of scheduled amounts. What does that do to break-even math? If you wait until 70, expecting $2,480 per month, but a 23% cut hits in 2033, your actual check drops to approximately $1,910. Your break-even point extends well past age 81, possibly into your mid-80s. For pension holders who don't need Social Security for basic expenses, locking in 8 years of guaranteed checks before 2033 is a legitimate consideration. Scenario 3. You want to fund Roth conversions during the gap years. Here's the strategy almost no one talks about. If you have a traditional 401k or IRA, every withdrawal is taxed as ordinary income. At age 73, the IRS forces you to take required minimum distributions, mandatory annual withdrawals. On a $400,000 traditional IRA, your first RMD using the Uniform Lifetime Table at age 73 is approximately $15,267. At the 22% bracket, that's $3,358 in federal taxes every year, growing annually. But if you retire at 62, your pension covers expenses, and your combined income is relatively low, you have a window to convert $20,000 to $30,000 per year from your traditional 401k into a Roth IRA at the 12 or 15% federal bracket. Roth withdrawals are tax-free and don't count toward combined income for Social Security taxation. Claiming Social Security earlier, keeping combined income lower, is part of what makes those conversions possible at cheaper tax rates. 10 years of conversions at 12% can save a pension household tens of thousands of dollars after age 73. Section 4. When waiting to 70 still wins. Let me be honest about when the conventional wisdom is still right. If you're a woman in good health, delaying to 67 or 70 is often the better financial decision. A woman who reaches 65 can expect to live to approximately 85 or 86, according to the SSA's actuarial tables. At that life expectancy, the break-even at age 80 or 81 clearly favors waiting. If you are the higher-earning spouse and your partner depends on your record for their survivor benefit, delaying your benefit maximizes what they receive after you pass. This overrides most other considerations. And if your pension is small, under $1,500 per month, and doesn't cover essential expenses, Social Security becomes critical income. The 2026 Greenbush Financial Analysis of Claiming Strategies makes this point clearly. Early claiming can work well when other income sources cover basic expenses, but when Social Security is your primary income floor, the higher guaranteed benefit from waiting provides irreplaceable financial security. In that case, the standard advice applies. Delay if you can. The bottom line? Pension holders are not one-size-fits-all. Your claiming decision depends on your pension size, your health, your spouse's situation, your 401k balance, and your tax exposure. The standard advice ignores all of those variables. Here's what to do this week. Number 1, go to ssa.gov and pull your Social Security statement. Write down your benefit at 62, 67, and 70. Number 2, then calculate your combined income at each claiming age, pension income plus half your Social Security, compared against the $34,000 single or $44,000 married threshold. Number 3, if you have a traditional 401k over $200,000, speak with a CPA about whether Roth conversions in your early 60s make sense given your pension level. One question before you go. Do you have a pension? And has anyone ever walked you through how it should change your Social Security decision? Drop your answers in the comments. I read every single one, and I will reply you as soon as possible. If this kind of specific, practical retirement content is what you've been looking for, subscribe. And if you want to know about the retirement sweet spot where you can stop contributing to your 401k and still grow your capital, that video is right here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.